Today is a great, honorable, wonderful day. One I think we dreamt of immediately, at least 3 of us here, when we met or we knew Ella Jade O'Donnell. Some have known her for many, many years. I've had the privilege of only knowing her for a few short months. However, her impact of love, courage, and joy does touch everyone who's here today and beyond. I want to introduce the Erin and Dennis and Sydney O'Donnell. I thank them for sharing your beautiful daughter with us and continue to do so, because without her we wouldn't be able to do what we were meant to do as human beings, and that's to love one another. And she showed us how to. I also want to recognize Julia Bishop. Please stand up. Wife of Andrew Pasquina, who honored us for the playground because donations for her husband, who had passed away of the same brain cancer, to be donated instead of in lieu of flowers. So we thank you for that as well. If you do not have a program, there were some on the back table, but we have several speakers today. The first being our Honorable Mayor Ted Betancourt, and I will move aside for you.
Well, good morning. I'm very honored to be here today with so many of our city residents, so many people who cared about Ella and her family. I'm joined by so many city department heads, city employees, elected officials from the school committee. I did want to mention their names. Beverly Griffin Dunn, Tom Rosignol, John Olympio, Jared Hockman, Brandy Carpenter, and Joe Amico. I think we have all of our school committee members here today. And also from the City Council, our Ward 1 Councilor John Turco, Pete McGinn, the Ward 2 Councilor, and Ward 4 Councilor Ed Charis. Thank you for being here. And also honored to have the Everett Mayor here, Carlo Di Maria. Thank you, Carlo. How fitting that we have this beautiful summer day to honor the memory of such a truly beautiful soul, Ella O'Donnell. As mayor, I have never felt so much pride as I have watching our community come together following her passing. Together we have offered love and support to her wonderful family as they continue to grieve the loss of their beloved daughter, sister, niece, and cousin. Together we were inspired to build this playground, a place where children and families can enjoy being together as much as Ella enjoyed being together with her family and friends. Together we helped raise the funds necessary to make this playground a reality. And together we gather today to dedicate an Ella's loving memory. The Ella Jade O'Donnell South Memorial Paso Cervante Playground will keep Ella's memory and spirit alive. And what a spirit. A young girl who inspired so many in our community during her courageous battle against cancer. A young girl whose love of her family, friends, teachers, and the South School seemed to know no bounds. Ella's spirit has touched so many of us in so many ways, and it continues to have a remarkable impact on our community, as this new playground so beautifully demonstrates. Generations of Peabody youth will laugh and play on this site, which now bears her name, and along with her family, friends, neighbors, and our entire community, will keep her remarkable and loving spirit alive forever. Today, more than ever, I am proud to be a graduate of the South School. I'm proud to be a part of the Peabody community, and forever I'm proud to be a part of Ella's Army. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Beautiful words. Now, the next speaker will be Dr. Levine, Superintendent of Peabody Public Schools.
Thank you. Beautiful words, Mayor. I did notice that you received a little bit louder applause than I did upon introductions. I'm not happy about that, but we'll discuss that with the crowd later. Mayor DeMaria, I do want you to know that in 1964, if Revere had played Everett in football, we would have kicked your butts. Jimmy Delgazo, left-handed quarterback. Hello, everybody. Hi, folks. Hi, Sydney. I love you, Sydney. So I grew up in Revere, and Revere Beach had all sorts of rides, and it was a real funky place to grow up. We had a great time. I would go on the Cyclone, and for those of you that know anything about Revere, the rides were spectacular. The roundup where the floor just disappeared while you were going, centrifugal force. And then from Revere Beach, we would go up to the Liberty School, which was my elementary school that I loved so much and has been in my heart ever since. I had a great experience there, and I remember when my first grade teacher actually came to my retirement party, and I said to her, I know you taught me how to read and write, because I did pretty well, but what I remember most about school is that I loved coming back every day. And you know, this is a place where you love to come back to every day. I still remember the playground at the Liberty School. I remember where everything was, because I was up there so often, nearly every day, for when I was a little kid. That's where we gathered. It was the central gathering place for our community of kids. We just had wonderful experiences there that I'll never forget. To this day, I have taken my children and I have taken my grandchildren back to that area in Revere to show them where I grew up, my house, and where I went to school. It's no longer there, but I explained to them where it was that the Liberty School was. Someday, some of you kids will take your kids back here and your grandchildren and say, this is where I played as a little kid. This is where I went to school. And standing behind us is maybe the best way to say how to pay it forward and how to bring communities together, and Ella has done that for us. What a great tribute to a great kid and a great family. That people will be able to come back here, that people will be able to use this wonderful playground as a gathering place for fun, for joy, for happiness, and be able to tell their kids and their grandkids how much it meant to them to be able to come here and do that stuff. I still remember it, and I'm 70 years old, and that's absolutely true. I loved my elementary school experience. I know that you kids have loved your elementary school experience, and I know that this community loves this school, and nothing says it better than that playground. So to Ella, thank you for doing what you've done for our community. To your family, we stand with you now and forever. Sydney, I look forward to working with you over the next number of years, whether I'm superintendent or not. You are a wonderful kid. You're gonna change the world. I know you are. It's an honor and a privilege to be here today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Levine. I'm not sure why that's doing that. I'd like to think it's my magnetic personality. But it might have been Herb's, though. Sorry, Herb. I always have to give him the compliment. You notice that, counselors? Yeah, you do, right? Okay. That's right. I'm retired now. I can say these things to my superintendent. That's right. Next is a wonderful, wonderful teacher here at the South School. And let me just give you a little preview about this. A few weeks after Ella's passing, which affected so many, but it certainly affected the hearts of the staff at the South School. We, and myself included, only a few short months into this past school year. You can't help but be affected by a young child being struck and being gone so fast. No one knows the pain that the O'Donnell families, even today, feel. However, as staff, we were very close and understood what we needed to do for ourselves. Mrs. Scarry is a poet, and she wrote an incredibly beautiful poem that is healing, touching, and when she shared it with me, I said, you know what? I really like you to read this. And then when the opportunity came that we were going to build a playground, and of course it would be dedicated, I asked her to, and she was so nice and honored to do so. So, Mrs. Scarry.
Thank you. How lucky we are, each and every one, that Ella danced into our lives. She was smart and kind and so very strong. When we met, we were friends from the start. We always knew just what Ella was thinking by the look on her face or the roll of her eyes. She had many good friends who cared deeply for her. If you knew her, that's not a surprise. In her third grade journal, she wrote about family, about her big sister Sydney and her mom and her dad. She wrote about cookies that she shared with her grandmother. She wrote about things that made her feel glad. Last year in fourth grade was her time to shine. She could finally perform in the school's talent show. She wowed us all with her flips and her turns. Just how she did it, we don't know. As fifth grade began, we saw Ella's resolve. She was determined to stay all day long. She would take needed breaks with her friend, Mrs. B. She knew that school was where she belonged. So now, we all celebrate Ella's short life. Our beautiful angel taught us all how to give. We'll keep Ella's memory forever in our hearts as we honor the life that she lived. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Scarry. Still beautiful today and will be for a long time. Thank you very much. And Mrs. Scarry was her third grade teacher, which is just such an awesome tribute to have. Next is Mr. Anthony DePerro. A little brief history on this is that Dennis O'Donnell works for the Everett Police Department, and he's very involved with the Everett city. So therefore, it's the union of two cities, Everett and Peabody. And I cannot tell you how wonderful they have been in support of our efforts to build not only the playground, but to share in our work, our joy, and our struggles. So please, Mr. DePerro.
Thank you, Dr. Nappy, and Miss Scarry. What a beautiful poem. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was beautiful. Good morning, everyone. It's so nice to be here on such a beautiful day, and I thank you for allowing me to be a part of this. I know how much each and every one here cared about Ella and what she meant to so many of us, and the support that the city of Peabody and both Everett gave to the O'Donnell family, and the two cities coming together is just truly unprecedented, and it was great to see. Especially this playground, beautiful, right behind us. That was just an idea a few months ago, kind of a long shot, and to see it here and completed and what it means to so many people is truly heart-touching. Although we're here for sort of a sad occasion, you can see the good that came from it. Two cities that came together as Ella continuously fought on and never lost hope. I know personally because I gained two sisters that I never had through this, and Sydney and Ella, and they both mean the world to me. Even a year ago, some of the people that are my best friends today I didn't know that are from the city of Peabody, and all the people that came together. And sometimes it takes a very unfortunate circumstance to teach you certain things in life. But I know Ella's here today. She's probably sitting next to Dennis, calling him pork chop and making fun of how much he eats. But she's here, and her spirit's alive and it's strong. And we're all Ella's Army forever. Thank you. God bless you all.
The doctor did say I need more exercise, so I think this getting up and down is perfect for today. Next, and certainly not least, an incredible speaker in her own right. Just a joy to be around. I don't know how the O'Donnells did this, but they have two beautiful daughters. Sydney O'Donnell, please.
Hello, everyone. On behalf of my family and I, we would like to thank everyone for being here today. What has happened to my sister and my family is a living nightmare, and missing her doesn't get easier. However, through it, two communities have come together to create this beautiful playground. For years on, kids will remember and think of Ella through this playground. I know this would mean so much to her, and for the first time, elementary school students at the South have a playground to use during and after school. Not only students at the South, but everyone in the Peabody community will be able to enjoy this playground. My family and I would like to thank Mayor Betancourt, Dr. Levine, Ms. Murtagh, Joanne Pantapis, the Playground Committee, the Everett and Peabody Police Departments, and all who donated and volunteered their time to make this playground happen. We would like to give a special thanks to Dr. Nappy, whose hard work and determination is what made this playground open before Ella's classmates graduated from the South School. We would also like to thank Julia Bishop and her family. Julia's husband, Andrew Pasquina, passed away 2 months after Ella from the same type of brain cancer. In lieu of flowers for his funeral service, donations were made to Ella's playground that totaled over $10,000. Last, but certainly not least, we would like to express our deepest gratitude to Jeff and Julie Butt. They knew and loved Ella very much, and this playground is a result of that. They spent countless hours planning, preparing, and making this playground a reality. Jeff and his crew of Steve Sullivan, John Murata, Kevin Dorgan, and Jay Darling spent long nights here after work building the patio. They even got my dad down here, and most of us know he's not the handiest of people. My family hopes that this playground will bring awareness to pediatric and brain cancer. This playground is here because my sister is not. More research, funding, and awareness are needed to stop this horrible disease from taking the lives of our loved ones, especially the lives of children. Thank you again for being here today to honor Ella and keeping her spirit and memory alive. Thank you.
I think we know what our next mission is, Sydney. I think we should continue fundraising for just that, for pediatric brain cancer. You let us know, and I'll commit myself to that as well. That's very important. Life is short, we don't know. But life is meaningful. Live it. Love it. Enjoy. I have scissors. Right. As if I wouldn't have scissors up here. Really?
Just making sure.
Our signals got crossed. No, we got them. We're good. So I guess that meant cut it short, Monique, right? Was that the message? Yeah, of course. All right, I was going to be on my soapbox. People know when I get on my soapbox, right, Dr. Levine? Okay. Sydney, you just struck me. That's what I want to say. And I'm ready to forge ahead and really go work for that because It's important that we live a life that we're able to, and we don't know. But I hope we all choose today to live the way we want to, which is to really love one another and be kind and good, because there's nothing else. Nothing else is worth it, in my humble opinion. Next is our ribbon cutting ceremony. So I do ask the O'Donnell family to come up, and any other relatives that are with you. Jeff, and I'm going to call you Sydney, of course. What's your lovely daughter's name?
Cassidy.
Cassidy. Why don't you come up as well, please?
Kayla.
And Kayla. Yes, thank you. And maybe we can just,
Want to move the chairs?
would you be so kind? I'm going to just turn this off for a second. Pete, could I ask you to move that speaker as I move this out of the way? Now the big scissors. I bet my scissors are bigger than your scissors.
Just tap it.
The opening of Ella Jade O'Donnell Paso Zavante, South Memorial Paso Zavante Playground, please. Woo. Well done, well done. Thank you so much. So we have some special things that we added to the playground because this is such a special young lady that will not only be in our hearts, but in our minds and souls forever. I'm just going to move this. There you go. I'm just going to put it aside a little bit. The brick section is separate, not separate, but joined together with the playground. And it is dedicated through bricks that were donated by people who bought bricks and allowed us some more money to build things. And the benches, which are these circular benches, were donated. One was by the Everett Police Department, Julie and Joanne, if you point that out. And it has a wonderful saying on there. So when you get the opportunity to mill around, you'll see that. Also, the stone, that entryway where it says the Ella Jade O'Donnell South Memorial Paso Zavante Playground, and with the angel, which also matches the angel that's with Ella on her stone at her gravesite, which is a wonderful touch for us. And over here on the right is from Lusso, and those two benches were very expensive, but it's nice to have so that teachers can sit down and not watch the children playing. I'm kidding. Of course they would. They're always watching the children. And the tree was donated by a family that the O'Donnells met in Chicago while they were, was it Chicago? Cincinnati. It was a C word. Cincinnati, and while they were doing treatment there for Ella, and they had a daughter as well who was being treated, and they offered a tree, donated a tree for Ella's memory, and O'Donnell's offered to plant it here, which is such a nice contribution as well. So we thank you for that. We call the little area here our tot lot, or the Paso's preschool lot, where our preschoolers play, and we're hoping that the neighborhood will recognize that it's not a doggy park, and and let their dogs roam while the fenced-in area. So we need some signage that says this is for children. We're on that one. And then this larger lot is for the upper and lower elementary students. Far to my right, we have two wonderful dedicated pieces that are under burlap for a reason. And at this time, I'm going to ask the Pasquina family to please come up. And we have Julia, who is the wife, who is...
Kate.
Yep.
Andy's daughter.
I'm going to go right through it. I got it. Julia, who's the wife of Andrew. We have Kate, who is Andrew's daughter. Come on, grandchildren, you come too. We have Julia's mother. Please come.
We have Andy's sister,
We have Andy's sister, Joan. Sorry, I did make a mistake
and
there.
then we have my Jack and Megan, my dad.
We have Jack, we have Megan, and we have
My
Julia's dad. Please come up. Just so you know that the funds raised from the Pasquina family was over $10,000, which was an incredible tribute. So if I could just ask the two mayors to come up at this time for them, please. And Superintendent Levine, would you do it as well, because Julia is a nurse over at the Higgins Middle School. So she is an employee of the city. Attorney Pasquina was a man who was always busy, and he worked for law offices that cared for the poor. And so he did a lot of work with underprivileged people who needed an attorney. He also enjoyed biking, and he would tell his wife, "Today is a perfect biking day." So when you come over, you'll see that it's a beautiful tribute to his memory. You're welcome. You're very welcome. You can stay up there if you'd like. I would like to ask the O'Donnell family to come back, and the Butt family, please. Thank you. As many of you know, Ella was a dancer. She danced, as Mrs. Gary said, into our lives and just danced with joy and strength. If you ever watch YouTube on her, it's incredible. She's just in front of her house, and I'm amazed at her attributes of dancing. It's a delightful, delightful sight to see. It's as if the air just picks her up and lands her. So what better than to give her this as a memory and dedication for Ella Jade O'Donnell. I must admit, she was in my office for many months, and I'd actually talk to Ella. So, you know, I have a very close relationship with that little statue. She guided me through a lot of stuff, Dr. Levine. So, if you want to know anything, ask Ella. So now we are here at the end of our program and my closing remarks. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I was told that, yes. Somebody else wants to talk.
For a minute. I'm not. You stay right here, though.
Yeah, I'm going to sit. May I sit?
Sure. Yes. Not quite as tall as you are, but
Okay, just flip it down.
we'd like to thank Dr. Nappy, because without Dr. Nappy coming to our school this year, this dream playground would never be a reality. She pushed us and guided us along the way. She worked countless hours. Julie and I were beside her for many of them. So we thank you, Dr. Nappy, and we're going to miss you, and we love you. Love you.
Oh, they're beautiful. Put over here so much. Oh, thank you so much. You're on your bubble. Thank you so much. You're beautiful. Yeah.
Without you, this wouldn't have happened.
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you so much. It actually was my privilege, and thank you. Thank you so much. It was my privilege to be here. Of course, see, they're drowning me out already. Herb must have planned that. When I was called in August if I would do this for a year, I didn't even know that Ella had gone through this, because I had been retired for a year. I had been at the Welch School in Peabody for 10 wonderful years and enjoyed it, but I chose to retire. And then I did receive a call from Miss Murtagh and Dr. Levine asking if I could do a year. It felt like a life sentence, you know what I mean? Not really. My joy is with children. I love children. I love families. And this is what it's all about. We are what make schools. We are what makes cities. We are what makes the world. And if we teach our young to respect, to love, to honor, then nothing could go against us. So I thank you. But you know, behind every idea stands a big crowd. And there are many that are not listed on this program. In the back, you'll see in the program the whole committee. It takes a committee, and a committee of committed people, and you'll see them on the back. I see they switched it around. They know I don't like to be on the top. They put me back on the top. So, but all these people were on the committee, and they did a wonderful job. But besides it, there are people, I look in the crowd, I see Scotty over here, who works, you know, without being honored. Thank you, Scott. You know, Mark Higgins, who's coming on, he was out here working this morning. There's so many people, and all of you. So I do thank you. I wish I could share all these roses with you. Thank you. And now for the next story, we have bubbles. We have a lot of bubbles because bubbles were one significant thing for Ella. When she came back from Cincinnati, she was not feeling her best, and she had to be rushed to Children's Hospital. And I'm getting someone up here with me, correct? Yes.
Read the story first.
I'll read the story first. Okay, I'll read the story first. So the O'Donnell family, when they came home, flew home from Cincinnati on October 20th, 2016. The following day, Ella was admitted into Boston's Children's Hospital ICU unit. Ella was enduring many physical complications, and the medicine was affecting her mood. No one could make her laugh or smile. That day, Nurse Susie came into Ella's room and began blowing bubbles all around her. To everyone's surprise, Ella began smiling and lifted her arm up to pop the bubbles. Ella always loved bubbles as a child. The other day, we were talking about this and how we were going to end the program with bubbles. So Kayla decided that she was going to go on and hunt down this woman, Nurse Susie. And what doesn't the internet give you, right? So we found Susie. So Nurse Susie is here, and I'd like her to come up if she would. Hi, no, come on up. Yeah. So this is Nurse Susie, who made Ella laugh, which is so wonderful. You know, when you think about it, teachers is a service job. Being a counselor is a service job. Being a mayor is a service job. Being a police and firefighter, EMT, all those are service positions, serving people. And nurses, our own, Julia, and yourself, they're servicing people. People are the most important piece in our life. So I thank you very much. You're welcome. Thank you for being here today, too. We asked her to be here. Thank you. So find your bubbles, and here's the poem that we made for the bubbles. Bubbles float high, bubbles float low. Bubbles fill with laughter wherever they go. So reach out and grab one and let your love flow. I'll read it again. Oh, there's some more bubbles over there. Look at all the children blowing bubbles in the tot lot. That's great. Bubbles float high, bubbles float low, bubbles fill with laughter wherever they go. So reach out and grab one and let your love flow. There you go. Thank you, everyone, so much. A special thank you to Colby Brown, our 9th grade student from the high school who gave us musical entertainment today. I appreciate you coming out here. I thank everyone so much. There's cake and refreshments in the back wall. Please enjoy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless everyone.
Ella was just a tremendous person, an angel of this community, somebody who touched so many people's lives. They have a deep connection, obviously living here, going to the South School, but also in Everett. Her dad, Dennis, is a police officer in Everett, and it was just wonderful to see the communities come together to really honor her memory and honor her family. And you know, the city of Everett and city of Peabody haven't always been close. We've had some good football games over the years and a rivalry. But it's wonderful to come together, to see the Everett mayor here to take part. It was really a special day.
My dad's from Everett, and he's a police officer, and the Everett police did a lot for our family when my sister was sick, so I think it was important to involve them in everything we do with Ella afterwards.
Yeah, the same thing. Both communities were great. A lot of support. They were all the fundraisers we had, so it was good to see you know, both communities come together and be there for us.
Ella's memory will always be honored with this park. There'll be generations of kids that play here, friendships formed, kids staying out of trouble, being active. I love listening to the sounds of kids playing and the laughter. And what a legacy to have. That this place will always honor her memory, and this will be an active park for years to come.
Ella was full of life. Sassy, full of love, and compassion, and just doing good things. And that Ella's just a super kind and genuine person.
Her spirit, her courage, even when she was going through the most difficult of times, she had a smile on her face. That's what I remember. I'm sure it's so difficult for her parents and her family, but she was such a strong, beautiful young girl, and she's an angel. She's Peabody's angel.
She'll always be with us, and coming down here is just another reason to remember her.